My name is Val Mayerik. I'm an illustrator. Well, the thing I'm noted for the most, in terms of if you look up any kind of a who's who in comics, is I was a co-inventor of Howard the Duck. I also did the Man-Thing. Swamp Thing was DC Comics. Marvel had to have their answer to that, so it was the Man-Thing. Did a lot of Conan the Barbarian stuff and sword and sorcery type thing, which is what I really got into comics to do. I realized that the best way to expedite getting this done well and professionally and on time was to allocate all the different stages of the comic book work. Sometimes guys write, pencil, ink, draw, color the whole thing themselves. That takes a lot of time, and it just wasn't feasible in this case. One of the crucial things with a penciler is finding an inker that understands his line and really can express that. And Bob, I knew he had inked something of mine, 30 years ago, but totally forgot about what it looked like. It turned out what he's been able to produce has been just terrific. We finally found one of the best guys in the business, Steve Olaf, and so Steve's been around a while, and he was one of the first guys to start getting into and exploring computer coloring for comics. Steve has colored for everybody. His work is really beautiful, and he doesn't overdo it with all the Photoshop technique, but really enhances what's there. The letterer, Tom Orzechowski, is a veteran as well. He lives in Portland, the Portland area, and he's just having fun doing this. So Orzechowski is just a real stalwart, dependable guy. He's always been around to letter just pretty much anything you want lettered. And, in fact, all of these guys are guys from my generation in comic books. We all started in New York City around the same time, and they've done about everything. You'd be hard pressed to list everything they've done. Then I just got into the script, into the material, and just pretty much immersed myself into the world. We did a lot of model sheet designs of what different characters were going to look like, and by the time we got through with all that, I pretty much was pretty familiar with all the material. And then I further refined a style I wanted that I thought would fit with that kind of genre. Well, I'll get the script, and the script will have a description, page by page, panel by panel, of the story of the action. So I think about this. I do some research in terms of the architecture of these kinds of places. Maybe look up at Google some streets from Naples or Palermo, which is what these were, and then figure out my angle, my camera angles, figure out my POVs. Then what I do, once this is okayed by the editors and the writers, I then just simply Xerox this to the size that I'm going to actually draw it. And then I place the page over that, put it on a light box, and then do a nice tight trace drawing of the art. Once this pencil is completed and tightened up and finished, it then goes, I send it off to the inker. And the inker will ink over my pencil line with pen and brush and ink, and it'll be a complete and finished comic book page at that point. As you can see, this is stuff that I penciled. Pretty much what you see inked here is what I had penciled. Bob was very, very faithful to what I had drawn. His choice of texturing was really, really nice, really right on. He will then scan these and send these to Steve Olaf, the colorist, and he will then scan these into his computer and color these in Photoshop, retaining everything that's here, just simply enhancing what's here with the color and bringing in more atmosphere and just more substance to the characters and to the backgrounds and so forth by the use of Photoshop color. At that point, he then sends those scans to the letterer, and the letterer drops the word balloons and captions in over top of that, again by computer.